Hey, hello, YouTubers, and hey, welcome to this episode of Learn Everyday English, your roadway to English proficiency. Doing something a little different today. I'm on my laptop computer, as you can see, because I wanted to show you something that I kind of found out about. But before I get into that, there's three things that you can do for me. One, like the video. Two, subscribe to the channel. And three, tell your friends about it so that they can benefit from these videos too. Hey, just like you. Well, what I'm going to talk to you about today is Chat GPT. Chat GPT. Have you heard about that? I think most people probably have. It's a revolutionary, we could say revolutionary technology that's kind of changing the world and the way we do things. And Chat GPT, just so you know, I had to look it up, but Chat GPT stands for Chat Generative Pre-Trained Transformer. It's kind of a long word. We sometimes say in English, that's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. That's a lot to say. And it was developed by an AI company, and it uses AI, we say chatbot technology. And it's pretty powerful and pretty impressive, I would say. And I have used Chat GPT in the past, just typing stuff in, and I'll show you how I used to use it. So I would go to this site called chatopenai.com, openai.com, and say I would type something in here in the message. Say, for example, I could say, what is the population of Houston? And then it would reply back and give me an answer. It says, as of my knowledge cutoff in September 2021, so apparently ChatGPT can't go further in time or closer to where we are. The limit cuts off in September 21. The population of Houston, Texas was estimated to be around 2.3 million people. So this is pretty convenient. You don't have to go to Google and then go to different sites. You can get an answer. But just to warn you, I found sometimes ChatGPT, depending on the question or what you're trying to find, is not quite accurate, or sometimes is not accurate at all. But what I've used ChatGPT for mainly is to help with my Spanish. And for example, I can ask it, what is the difference between por and para? Let's see what it says. These are two ways to say for in English, the word for. And then it's going to give me what it can be used for, indicate various meanings, but they're not interchangeable. I know that. And por, and then it gives me how it can be used and some example sentences, and then para. So this is great, I think, if you're trying to study a foreign language, and I use it a lot. So let me know, do you use ChatGPT to help you learn English? Let's try something different. I could say in Spanish, como se dice, let's see, apple in español. See if I can do the tilde. See what ChatGPT should be manzana. And if it's going to respond to me in Spanish, and it did respond to me in Spanish. Apple se dice manzana en español. That means apple is manzana in Spanish. So it's pretty cool. You can type it in English. It responds in English. Type it in Spanish. It replies in Spanish. So you all probably knew that, but I was. What makes this even more interesting, and what I really wanted to talk about today, is I was watching a video. Let me see if I can show you. Of a YouTuber. His name is, he has a Spanish channel called Spanish with Kuru Paul, and he's an American who's been living in Mexico for, I don't know, the past 6-7 years or so. He's a retired law enforcement officer, and he learned Spanish while he was working as a policeman in Florida, and there was a lot of Spanish-speaking people, and it kind of was beneficial for him and maybe forced him to learn Spanish, and he speaks Spanish very well, and he helps other people like me as we go on our Spanish journey. At Q-Ru, because I think they lived in Quintana Roo, which is an area in Mexico. That's what Q-Ru stands for or means. But he had this video, and it's titled, "I Try Practicing Spanish with Chat GPT's Voice Interface." So this caught my eye, caught my attention. Have you heard that expression? Like it was something that I saw was interesting. It caught my eye, it caught my attention. I found it interesting and intriguing, like interesting, because it was a voice interface, not just using the keyboard, not just typing something in, but actually talking with Chat GPT. And in the video, he says that if you use Google Chrome, and Google Chrome is a browser you can use to browse or surf the internet. I like to use Firefox a lot, but I also have on here Google Chrome. So do any of you use Google Chrome as well? And Google Chrome is interesting because there are plugins that you can download. Excuse me. That you can download that will interact and work with Google Chrome that are pretty powerful. And he was talking about a plugin. And so what I did, I went to the site. Let's see. And I typed in, the plugin is called Chat GPT. It's called TALK-TO-ChatGPT plugin. It's TALK-TO-ChatGPT. And it's a plugin or just like an extension, something you can add on to Google Chrome. And I went to this site, and it took me to where the plugin was located. Let me see if it can take me there. Oh, here we go. So then I clicked on this link, and it took me to this site on the Chrome Web Store. It's free. So there was a button here. It says add from Chrome. So I clicked on the button, and it added it. And it here's the extensions. So that's why it says remove from Chrome, because I've already added it to Chrome. And let's see. And these are the extensions I have. Another powerful tool for Google Chrome users is a language reactor. And I have another one, ReadLang Web Reader. But here's a TALK-TO-ChatGPT extension. So I added that. And what I did, next thing, I went to the Chat GPT site and activated the TALK-TO extension. And here I was using it to have like a Spanish conversation with Chat GPT. But I set it up here, and you can go in and click on that button, and speech recognition language set to English or English US, and then AI voice and language, Google US English, and hit save. And here I just muted it, because once I start talking, this TALK-TO-ChatGPT is going to talk back to me. So let me show you, see if we can have a conversation. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How can I assist you today?
I would like to have a conversation with you in English.
Of course. I'm here to have a conversation with you in English. Feel free to ask me any questions or discuss any topics you'd like to explore. How can I assist you today?
Well, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. Is that okay?
Absolutely. I would be happy to learn more about you. Please go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Gary. I live in a small town about an hour north of Houston called Huntsville, Texas, and I love studying Spanish.
That's wonderful to hear. Studying Spanish is a fantastic pursuit. It's a rich and widely spoken language with a vibrant culture associated with it. How did you become interested in studying Spanish? Is there a specific reason or motivation behind your love for the language?
I've always had an interest in Spanish, and my wife is Hispanic. She speaks Spanish, and her family, and I live in Texas near the border with Mexico, so it's just a fun and convenient thing to do.
That's a fantastic combination of factors that make studying Spanish both enjoyable and practical for you. Having a personal connection through your wife and her family, as well as living in an area close to the Mexican border, provides a wonderful opportunity to immerse yourself.
And here you didn't see, but I clicked this. Chat GPT can get pretty chatty. Have you heard that? Chatty. That means can talk a lot. So if I hit this button here with these arrows, it'll jump to the end so I don't have to listen to everything. Well, let's see if we can ask it something else.
Yes, I understand what you mean by chatty. As an AI language,
The mistake I made is I didn't mute the microphone. So as I was talking to you about Chat GPT being chatty, it was listening to what I was saying and coming up with a response. So that's another thing. If you don't want it to hear what you're saying or respond back to you, you need to hit the mute button so it can't hear. So let me unmute and ask it another question. Okay, can you tell me what the definition is of chatty?
certainly. The term chatty typically refers to someone or something that talks a lot or engages in excessive conversation. It describes a tendency to be talkative, often characterized by sharing unnecessary or lengthy information. A chatty person enjoys engaging in conversation and may have a natural inclination to share thoughts, anecdotes, or details. In the context of AI language
Okay, I went ahead and and jumped to the end. I'm gonna. Do you know anything about Huntsville, Texas?
yes, I'm familiar with Huntsville, Texas. Huntsville is a city located in Walker County in East Texas. It serves as the county seat and has a population of approximately 40,000 people. Huntsville is notable for being home to Sam Houston State University, which is one of the oldest universities in Texas. The university contributes to the city's cultural and educational landscape. Another
Okay, so it's pretty cool. You can kind of carry on the conversation, ask it information, and what do you think about that? Had you heard about TALK-To-ChatGPT using having a verbal conversation and not just typing in information and questions? I think this is pretty cool, and you guys can use it to help and practice your English, your listening comprehension when ChatGPT answers you, and try to see if you can say certain things and prompt, and if ChatGPT can understand you. Um, let's see, I ask it another question. What is the most difficult word to pronounce in the English language?
The English language has a wide range of words with varying levels of difficulty in pronunciation. It's challenging to pinpoint a single word as the most difficult, because difficulty can be subjective and depend on individual language backgrounds and accents. However, there are a few words that are often considered challenging for non-native English speakers to pronounce. Here are a few examples. Worcestershire, this word refers to a type of sauce, and its pronunciation can be tricky due to the combination of silent letters and unusual letter combinations.
So the first word is it pronounced Worcestershire?
Apologies for any confusion. The word Worcestershire is indeed pronounced differently from its spelling. The typical pronunciation is Worcestershire or Worcestershire. The pronunciation you mentioned, Worcestershire, is not the commonly accepted pronunciation for Worcestershire sauce.
Okay, thank you for that. And the fourth item on your list, is it pronounced colonel?
Yes, you are correct. The word kernel is indeed pronounced as kernel or kernel, which is quite different from its spelling. It's one of those words in English where the pronunciation does not align with its written form.
So you can see that answer was not quite all the way correct because I said colonel and ChatGPT said yes, but then she pronounced it colonel, which is correct. So just be aware of that. So that's kind of the little test I wanted to do with ChatGPT, or talk to ChatGPT. So check it out. I think it's just another tool that you can use to help practice your English. Uh, try to have a conversation and practice your listening comprehension. So let me know, what did you think about that? Was that pretty cool? Not temperature cool, but cool, like neat or interesting. Hey, let me know in the comments below. So I think that'll wrap up this video. And again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and 3, tell your friends about it. Okay, we'll see you later on Learn Everyday English. Talk to you later. Goodbye.